And technology now is so advanced, and everything that is brought out is there to make our lives easier. I'm a joiner, and when I think back to the tools I would have used 30 years ago, where I would have used a hand plane, I would have used a brace and bit. Anybody remember braces and bits? You had to put a drill bit at the end and you did this. You didn't pull a trigger. I use SDS drills now, and I would have used hammer drills that would have took forever to go to burnt bits out. And all these things are made to make our lives easier. Yet for some reason, we're all far busier. I am far busier now than I was 35 years ago. No matter how much these things are made to make our lives easier, we seem to get busier and busier and busier. And just those moments of just being still and quiet before God. I encourage you to do that, not just here in church, but in your home life. Set your phone to one side. Like 6 or 7 weeks ago, we challenged you. How many people have done that walk with God? I have to confess, this week I haven't. I prayed, I took time out, but I haven't specifically got up on my backside and gone for a walk with God and God alone. I encourage you to do it. Because when we do it, God meets us. He met me there, sitting in that chair, just for the stillness and the quietness. We're going to have a look at the 10 Commandments. And over these next few weeks, we're going to look at each commandment, and I hope by the end of it, not just the kids, but that everybody in this room will be able to know the 10 Commandments. We all are, we had a message this few weeks ago, we all have 10 digits on our hands. Anybody missed a finger? I am very close to it a couple of times, not going to lie. But we all have 10 digits, and we're going to learn the 10 Commandments. This morning we're going to concentrate on the first 3. So the first one, I want everybody to take their first finger, whichever hand is your most confident, and let me see it. The one that you pick your nose with. No, you haven't. This one here. This one here. Yeah. So put it in the air, okay? We're going to point it up to the sky. And the reason that we're going to do that is because we're pointing up to God. And what is the first commandment? Who can tell me? Adele. You shall have no other gods before me. Up there, put God first. So we're going to say, you shall have no other gods before me. Can we say that all together after 3? 1, 2, 3. You shall have no other gods before me. Right, girls? All the girls in the room, you're going to stand up. And you're going to put this finger right up in the air, and you're going to say it all together after 3, and it's going to be, you shall have no other gods before me. Come on, girls, up again. Gary, you're definitely a girl. We'll cover that subject in the morning. We're not covering it this morning, but you're definitely not a girl. Okay, after 3, girls. 1, 2, 3. You
shall have no other gods before me.
Excellent. Well done. Sit down. Right, men. All the men in the house, stand up. Okay. Big finger up in the air. And we're going to say after 3, nice and loud. 1, 2, 3. You shall have no other gods before me. Brilliant. Right, sit down. So, the great trend at the minute is that whatever way you feel is the right way to get to heaven, whichever God you worship, that's fine. You worship God whatever way you want. We're going to make peace in the world, and we're going to let everybody do what they like. What is the first commandment? You shall have gods before me, folks. There's one God and one way. One way, God said, to get to heaven. Jesus is the only way. Remember, Gordon? Yeah, sure, you can get up there and play, no bother. One way, God said, to get to heaven. Jesus is the only way. There is only one God. So, we've got 2 fingers. So if you didn't pick your nose with this finger, you picked it with this finger. So let's get them both up in the air. Okay? And this one is, you shall not bow down to idols. Okay? See the 2? Yeah. You shall not. Oh, yeah, right there. You shall not bow down to idols. Okay? You see him bowing down? You shall not bow down to idols. So let's say it together. Both hands in the air, okay? After 3, 1, 2, 3. You shall not bow down to idols. Brilliant. So, what does that mean nowadays? Okay, we don't have idols really. There's religions who do, but we don't. But you know, as Christians, we can put things before God, and that becomes an idol. Okay? We can put sport before God. I did it for a while. We can put work before God. That becomes your idol. We can put music before God. We can put money before God. All these things, you might sit there saying, I don't have any idols in my house. And if you have, get rid of them quickly. Okay? But God's saying, anything that comes before me, you're bowing down to. I know sometimes, even in life, we can put church before God. I know in my life that sometimes I put ministry before God. I've been that busy doing ministry, organising events, doing this, that, and the other, and forgot the reason I was doing the ministry. So it's important that we do not bow down to idols, whatever that is in your life. Now, number 3. I've got funny shaped hands, so I have to hold my fingers down and put my hands in there. 3 fingers in the air. Okay? And this one is, you should not put them over your mouth, take the Lord's name in vain. You should not take the Lord's name in vain. Okay, so let's say that together after 3. 1, 2, 3. You should not take the Lord's name in vain. Okay? You shall have no other gods before me. You should not bow down to idols. You should not take the Lord's name in vain. Now, what does that mean? Okay, that means, oh my God. How many times people react that way and they're not worshipping God? And they think that's okay. How many times do people say, Jesus Christ, and they're not worshipping Jesus Christ? And it's wrong. And now we try and be sneaky and we try and go, OMG. It's exactly the same. We're using God's name in a wrong way. We're blaspheming. I had an old rugby teacher, and he was actually a Church of England vicar. Okay? And his language wasn't the best. Okay, if you understand what I mean by that. Not that his English wasn't best, his English was fine. But he would have used words that I would never use in church here. But one thing he never did was say, oh my God. He never blasphemed. He never took God's name in vain. And you know, folks, it's easy when we watch TV programs. Nearly every TV program has it now. Bethan loves her YouTube and follows lots of families on YouTube. And sometimes I have to say, Bethan, don't be watching that, because every other word is, oh my God this, oh my God that, Jesus Christ. You know, you hit your finger with a hammer. What's Jesus Christ got to do with you hitting your finger with a hammer? And this is how we react. God does not want us to react that way, because God's a holy God. So if you notice, the first 3 commandments are about us and our reaction to God. Can you see that? Yeah? The first 3 reactions are, put God first, yeah? Worship only God. And don't misuse His name. So remember, let's do it one more time, and then I'm going to move on quickly. We've lots to get through this morning. So, after 3, we're going to say them together, okay? First one is, you shall have no other God before me. Do not bow down to idols. And the last one is, do not take God's name in vain. Okay? So, number 1. After 3. 1, 2, 3. You shall have no other gods before me. Number 2. Do not bow down to idols. Number 3. Do not take the Lord's name in vain. Brilliant. Can anybody... Kena, you can do this. Come up with one. You going to help me? What's the first commandment? You shall have no other gods before me. Brilliant. So, put your finger over the eye. That's what I see. Right. Put 2 fingers. What do you think this one means? What do you think we're doing here? You shall not bow down to idols. Idols? This one?
No.
Yeah. What about this one? What do you think this means? Anybody help me? Do not take the Lord's name in vain. So you do the actions, and then I'm going to say it. Okay? So put your first piece. What's the first one? Put it up in the air. Okay? Anybody tell me what this one is? If you don't say it out. Brilliant. Well done. What's the next section? What's this one? Ian?
Worship only.
That's do not find any idols. Yeah, do not worship. Good, good, good. Okay, number 3. What's the third? What's the third action? Put your hands up, right? That's it. Brilliant. Gordon?
Do not take the Lord's name in vain.
Excellent. Well done. Sit down. Super. Well done. So, folks, over these next few weeks, we're going to be learning these. The reason we're going to be learning them is because when we live by them, life is much easier. God does not make these rules just to be a God who's wiring this thing. Do not do this, do not do that, do not do the other thing. You know, God does this so that our lives will be made easier. I have brought with me this morning. Well, I haven't. Paul brought with me this morning some goodies that he has in his house. Pasha, do you know who this